Most men are too nervous to approach a girl. So here are 8 tricks to attract any woman with just your confidence. In other words, you'll have girls coming to you. Starting with number 1, look into her left eye to make her fall in love with you. Everyone knows eye contact is important to attract someone. The problem is, most think you just have to hold eye contact or just not look away or not look down. And sure, this is a good start, but to make her fall in love, you want to focus your gaze into her left eye. According to neuroscientists, parents often cradle their babies on their left arm, allowing their right arm to be free to do everyday tasks. This leads with the parent's right eye making more eye contact with the baby's left eye, resulting in an increased production of love hormones in the amygdala gland in your brain, such as oxytocin. Every time this hormone is released, the person will experience increased trust, sexual arousal, and relationship building. So, when you're talking to her, hold eye contact to look confident, and then focus on her left eye for a good portion of the conversation to increase the love hormone in her brain. Look, at this point, I not only made you look more confident, I just made this girl fall in love with you with a simple trick, but I'm gonna make this video even better. I'm gonna show you 7 more confidence tricks just like this to attract women. The first 4 is to get the date. The next 3 will be to use while you're at the date. And the last one, being the most powerful one on the list, that will make her obsessed with you. Number 2, change the deodorant you're wearing. I want you to change the deodorants that you use to make more women choose you. Some people might think, there's no correlation here. However, in a recent study, researchers took 2 groups of men. Group 1 used a sprayed-on deodorant with a fragrance. Group 2 used a spray-on deodorant that was fragrance-free. After several days, the men from Group 1 that used the scented deodorant reported feeling more confident. That's not the important part. The best part is that afterwards, a group of women were shown clips of both men in Group 1 and Group 2. All the women ended up selecting the men from Group 1 as the most attractive one, just because of their confident body language. Wearing a deodorant with a nice smell or applying a good fragrance in the morning will alter your confidence, thereby making you desirable to her. 3, eliminate nervousness with 3 natural supplements. Even after all these confidence tips, you will still get nervous when you approach a girl, and those nerves are what end up making you mess up in front of her. Just think about it. If you could talk to a girl the same way you talk to your friends, you'd be winning all the time. So here are 3 natural supplements that will eliminate those nerves for good and make you feel more confident. First is guarana. This is a water-soluble vitamin that plays a role in producing feel-good hormones like serotonin and dopamine. In fact, a study found that those who took multivitamins with guarana had increased mood over those that didn't. This is because the seed has 4 to 5 times more caffeine than a regular coffee bean, making you feel alert and confident all day. I intake this with my Upbeat Positivity capsule from Nootropia. Second is L-theanine. This is a natural amino acid that can calm your nerves and make you feel relaxed, which is the exact mental state you want to be in when you approach a beautiful girl. The GABA powder from Nootropia contains the exact amount to enter that confident and chill state. But this takes me to the 3rd natural supplement you'll need, which is vitamin D3, as this vitamin will make you more motivated and actually going up and talking to that girl you like by increasing the motivation molecule in our brain known as dopamine. To increase that motivation molecule, this study states you need to consume at least 800 international units of vitamin D3 every day, which is what the Dupa Drops pill from Nootropia contains, on top of another 18 ingredients in this single capsule designed to increase motivation on demand. Talk on the phone to feel important. Most of the nerves men feel when it comes to approaching a girl comes from not knowing what to say or what to do. So I'm gonna show you how to eliminate those nerves once and for all with a simple phone trick. In a recent study, 68 people underwent a stress test which involved performing tasks in front of a big audience. The study found that those that talked directly in person or over the phone with their parents or a family member had lower levels of stress and anxiety after performing the task. This means that hearing a familiar voice increased positive hormones. So, before approaching a girl, or maybe when you're arriving to a party when you know there's gonna be girls, I want you to call a close friend or a family member. But here's the twist. I want you to remain on the phone up until you approach the girl. Give her a compliment, do a quick introduction, and then quickly mention how you have to go, but you'd love to talk to her more, and if you can get her number. By doing this, you're gonna increase positive hormones in your body, making you feel and appear more confident. But you will also convey the idea that you're important. You will also shorten the amount of time you have to be in front of her, which means you only need to talk for a few seconds. When you do this trick, in combination with looking into her left eye to make her release more bonding hormones. You change the scents that you wear and are taking natural supplements daily to get rid of your anxiety and nervousness. Getting her number will be easy, which is why these next 3 tips is for when you get the date. And the last tip will make women obsessed with you forever. Number 5, take her on a stressful date to confuse her into falling in love. When it comes to dating, most men just take women to a dinner and a movie with no plan. But if you were to go on a stressful date, you will spike her adrenaline. She will then confuse this with love or attraction, or what some people call the butterflies. In a recent study, researchers found that when a group overcomes a stressful situation, the entire group boosted their oxytocin levels. This is that social bonding hormone. So, to enhance these bonding chemicals in both you and your date, I want you to do this exact 3-step date. First, start by telling her that you're taking her on a date, but don't tell her where. Then, take her to each location without her knowing what to expect for each. She will be filled with curiosity of what's next. This will spike her anxiety and adrenaline at the start of the date. And since you're in control, you're gonna appear more confident. Next, you will ask her these exact 36 questions to make her fall in love. These questions were developed by a scientist to accelerate intimacy. They are designed into 3 stages of intimacy, so you can get your date to open up as the date progresses. Here's a little side note. I use these on my wife on our first date, and let's just say I'm 2 kids in. I'll let you do with that as you will. But this takes me to my last step of your date. You're going to feed her a sweet dessert. Both those acts of feeding your partner and enjoying a sweet dessert together releases dopamine in her brain, increasing attraction for the night, according to science. Number 6, greet everyone around you on the date. Now, when it comes to the date, most men make the mistake of putting all their attention into their date without realizing that this makes them less attractive. During a study published in the National Library of Medicine, researchers found that social individuals who had more social status were perceived as more dominant and attractive by those around them. So, when you arrive at your date, instead of putting all your attention on her, I want you to address all the people working around you. Introduce yourself to the waitstaff or the people around you at the party. Give them a compliment. Shake their hand. By doing this, you're going to show that you are confident and dominant in social situations. You will also remove that initial awkwardness when you first arrive to the date. Number 7, never pay for the date. Most guys mess up at this point when the check arrives. They think, who's gonna pay for it? Should we 50-50? They don't know what to do, but you're thinking about it all wrong. You not only wanna pay for the date, but you never wanna pay for the date in front of her. When you do this, you're gonna end the date with something she has never experienced. When your date goes to the bathroom, take the opportunity to discreetly pay for the dinner. This will help you avoid any unnecessary awkwardness when the bill arrives, and it also demonstrates your control over the situation, ultimately making you appear more confident. But here's where it gets powerful. Your date's gonna notice when you suddenly just get up. She's like, oh, we're not paying for the bill? And you say, it's covered. She is going to share that story with her friends later. Girls talk about their dates immediately after the date. This will lead her friends to start praising you. Her social circle will be your cheerleader, which according to science, will make you appear even more attractive to her, because women love men that are praised by other women. Now, at this point, you'd think I've done my job. I've made this girl fall in love with you, but I'm not done, because this last tip will make her obsessed with you. Number 8. Do not kiss her on the first date. You heard me right. For that first date, I don't want you to kiss her. And here's why. When it comes to dating, most guys are terrified about kissing a girl before the date has even begun. In fact, according to a study done by Match.com, 95% of men would prefer the woman make the first move. And this is what leads them to feel anxious before, during, and after the date. So, what I want you to do is to remove the issue entirely by committing to not kissing her at the end of the date. Instead, I want you to give her a hug, thank her for coming, and then you can give her a kiss on the cheek and walk away. By doing this, you're gonna avoid all anxiety and stress leading up to that kiss, which is destroying your confidence and attraction. But more importantly, you will also show that you're capable of taking charge. But here's the powerful part. The girl will walk away wondering why you didn't kiss her. What was wrong? Why didn't you try to make a move? Making her want that kiss even more. You will have now ended that date on such a high level of perceived confidence that this girl will never be able to forget you.